Hi, I'm Tom Woodham, a founding member of the Garden, a lifetime member of the Board of Directors, and enthusiastic supporter of the Atlanta Botanical Garden. I want you to know more about the Gardens for Connoisseurs Tour. The idea probably came from Plants for Connoisseurs, which is a book written by Peter Coates, an English garden writer and designer who worked for House and Garden in London. And he wrote a book in 1974 illustrating exemplary plants that might be used in the garden. Ryan and I went to London, visited Peter, and asked him to come to Atlanta and share his slides with us. He came, his slides dazzled everybody. A couple of years later, 1984, Atlanta gardens had begun to change from azaleas and camellias and boxwoods to a more interesting palette. And I think a lot of that did come from the English influence. English gardens are a mixture. Of course, we're enchanted by those herbaceous borders with flowers, with shrubs, focal points, follies, alleys, a mixture of formality and informality. So I really do think that initial influence of English gardens was a strong motivator to create a tour of gardens in Atlanta like no one else had ever seen. So the Gardens for Connoisseurs Tour began.
I'm Mary Wayne Dixon. I've been here around the Botanical Garden for over 30 years. Ryan Gainey called me and asked me if I would be the first chair for the Gardens for Connoisseurs.
I'm Ryan Gainey. I'm a renowned garden designer and plantsman. And I think one of the most things that's really enriched my relationship with continuing this thing for 30 years is because of my long-term relationship with Mary Wayne Dixon, who was also one of the founders.
All these 30 years, it has grown to be what it is today. We started with 6 gardens, and today I think we have 11 or 12 each year. In the beginning, we had gardens where the people really did mostly their own work and did not have lots of gardeners. Today, a lot of people are able to have gardeners and landscapers. This is wonderful. But we like to choose gardens where people do their own work and not just have an instant Disney World. But those gardens are fabulous too, and we want to be well-rounded and have all kinds of gardens.
So to me, what's really important is not just the beauty of it, but the teaching aspect of observing and being able to go to mature gardens so that you can not just look at the garden, but look how plants grow.
The idea behind the tour was to show and share, to have Atlantans who were becoming more keen gardeners to illustrate what could be done, what wonders could happen in an Atlanta garden. With so many activities in Atlanta and particularly different kinds of tours, what distinguishes the Atlanta Botanical Gardens for Connoisseurs? Well, it's all about refinement. That's its exclusivity. But like the Atlanta Botanical Garden, it's open to everyone. It doesn't matter what the socio-economic or political status is of individuals. It's an open invitation to everyone to come, look, enjoy, be inspired by what people have done in their gardens and what you can do in your gardens. This has become a beloved and much anticipated event for keen gardeners certainly, but for people who just want to come and have a great time. We invite you to come, take the tour, and be totally inspired.